Hey everybody, this is blog 32, or vlog 32. Um, it is now after Christmas, the day after Christmas, and well, we got some happenings going on around here that came off sounding really southern. I guess I can blame the alcohol in my system for that. And I have an explanation for that as well. My sister, youngest sister, finally turned 21. So we were at the bar earlier, down in drinks. So might slur a little bit during this, but you know, whatever. Um, Christmas was great. I literally got everything I asked for, which to me is always way more than I always expect, especially as I've gotten older. The things that I ask for, sometimes I'll ask for certain things and I'll ask for them almost in jest, and yet Christmas Day rolls around and we come downstairs and we the presents and gifts and everything are all over the place, and there's my pile of things on the chair or on the sofa or wherever it's located that year, and everything was there. I mean, it was ridiculous, and those things that weren't there were then in wrapped gifts. um, I mean, I got some fantastic things. I mean, it's some things that are really special to me. One being, first and foremost, my family found they were at a an antique um, store, but it's really not an antique store. There's this place where we live. It's called the Shaw House, and it's a historical landmark. Um, and every once in a while they have events there. And this is a very small property. It takes up approximately 1/8 of a city block at the most. And um, anyway, they my some members of my family went to go see the exhibit and what have you, and they found this clock. Um, it's not even. I'd show it to you. I'd move my camera and show it to you, but it's downstairs. Um, but it's this antique clock, and I'll stand up here in a second and show you I'm wearing my clock shirt. I have an extreme fascination with clocks. Uh, uh, they are very um, I don't know. The fact that some of them are so precise. I don't really know what it is that attracts me towards clocks. Um, but I, I enjoy them. But anyways, so they got me this antique clock from early 19th century. I don't even know. Well, actually, I do know the people who made it. It's on the back. But the only problem is half the half the inscription, excuse me, half the inscription has been torn away, and therefore there's nothing there to read. Um, and since it wasn't anything that was typed or handwritten, it was printed and then pasted onto the area. There's no way of knowing what exactly it said. But anyway, it's a fantastic timepiece. It's beautiful. It's fantastic. I just have to find somewhere in this room to put such a fantastic timepiece. Um, I already have one clock that sits up on top of my DVD cabinet. Um, this this one will probably end up on my. It's either going to end up underneath my two comic book shelves, or rather my anime shelf and my, well, not anime, manga shelf, and then above that I have my glassware. I have all sorts of glassware from different things, everything from beer fest to different celebrations, and just specialized, inscribed glass. Um, a couple German beer steins. One of them is an actual beer stein. It's ceramic with a pewter top to it that opens up. Of course, this would be something I would never use, actually, but anyway, so I got that, and that was a fantastic gift, and I also received the collection of now, I guess I had to put a warning before this. If you don't give a shit about comic books or anything like that, then just go ahead and stop the video. But anyway, I got it's something I had asked for a couple of years, but it was in individual volumes. I can't remember if it was either 6 or 8 volumes of Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind. And it was Hayao Miyazaki, the man who did films such as Spirited Away, Ponyo, The Secret Word of Arrietty, Princess Mononoke, My Neighbor Totoro, Porco Rosso, The Cat Returns. I could go on naming more that he's done. Howl's Moving Castle. Things that he's adapted, for the screen, and so it's really kind of like how Walt Disney, when Walt walked up to a studio and was like, "Hey, I'm gonna make a full-length animated feature." Everybody laughed at him and was like, "That's impossible. No one would, one, put their money behind that, and two, no one would actually sit in the theater and watch that." But of course, as we all know, Walt proved him wrong. Well, similar thing happened in Japan with Hayao Miyazaki and some a group of Japanese filmmakers, or I don't know if they were filmmakers or if they were just businessmen or what. I'm really not sure, to tell you the truth. So I'm not gonna say one way or the other. But anyway, they basically told him you can't make an animated feature unless it has a manga, or in other words, comic or graphic novel to back it up. Because that's just the way it was. I mean, they made movies, but they were only movies that were based off of comic books, or in Japan, as they call them, manga. Um, uh, they just they weren't they weren't interested, even though he had a fantastic story that he wanted to tell. So he decided to do the one thing he knew how to do, and that was write and draw comics. So he sat down and he wrote and drew an entire catalog of this Nausicaa story about this princess who was in a way, sort of a freedom fighter, I guess, and liberator, and what have you. I mean, I've never read. I mean, the only Nausicaa I know is the Nausicaa from the film, and so far from what I've read in the collected volumes, which is what I got. I didn't get the individual copies. It's a collected version that was very recently released, and it's basically two large tomes of graphic novel. I mean, these things. There's two of them. They're thick as dictionaries. Paper's not as thin, but still, they're two massive tomes. And from what I've read so far, everything's been running in course of the beginning of Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind, or um, that was made into a movie. So I don't know where it juts off or what have you. I'm not sure yet. And I'm eager to find out, because the Nausicaa story and the ideas and ideology that it proposed when it was just a film were it, it was so much greater than what it was in the film. You could tell there was a backstory behind everybody and their own political and personal beliefs. So I can't wait to read this, because this will finally show me, what their motivations, what every character's actual pure motivation was. I mean, Nausicaa's was pretty obvious, but it's pretty obvious throughout everything. But it's all the supporting characters that felt developed in the film, but you never actually saw that development. So I can't wait to read that. I mean, like I said, I thumbed through it, and I thumbed through both tomes, and the artwork is beautiful. Hayao Miyazaki, genius. I mean, no other word. Genius. Other than that, I got something really cool. Unfortunately, it didn't quite fit me properly. So we're having to exchange it for a different size. Um, a little tight in the shoulders, a little short in the arms, and that was a brown uh, airman jacket. So a leather flight jacket, and I, I had wanted for a long time because I have a leather coat, but it's very simplistic, minimalistic, um, black jacket, but it doesn't fit me anymore. I outgrew the jacket, so I don't own a leather. I own a leather jacket, but it doesn't fit me. So I wanted another leather jacket, especially one with a liner, so I could go out and just toss on the leather jacket and tool around in it, or I could put it on when it was really cold. Um, Something other than my main heavy winter jacket. And the jacket's brown. It's got a lot of these little compartments and buttons and what have you all over it, and then it kind of reminded me of something that would be in Firefly, in the Firefly universe. Um, Possibly something that in that show. Of course, it was really funny because when I opened the package on Christmas Day, one of my sisters noted, they were like, "Oh, it's a brown coat." Literally, they were like, "It's a brown coat," and and that's the whole Firefly fandom thinks of themselves as brown coats, as do I. So it was a really interest. It was a really fantastic gift. It was just unfortunate that it didn't exactly fit proper. But we are getting that fixed at the moment, so soon it will be fixed proper. But other than that, I got therapy tomorrow, and then not right after that, but the next day, I have my appointment with my new psychiatrist. So that should be an interesting 2 days coming up. Excuse me. But other than that, I got some, DVDs, a couple Blu-rays. I actually got Firefly, which, speaking of Firefly, I got Firefly on Blu-ray, and the season, the television show, and I put it in my Blu-ray player, and it wouldn't recognize it. It would just sit there and just read the disc and not do anything. So I don't know what's up with that. I mean, I don't have your basic Blu-ray lineup where I have a Blu-ray player that's connected to a HD television. I have a Blu-ray external drive on my computer, which works just as well. I mean, I got it to work for I got the another Studio Ghibli film, their most recent, The Secret World of Arrietty, which was originally just titled The Borrowers. But I got that on Blu-ray, and it worked. It worked fine. So I'm not entirely sure what's up with the Firefly discs. I'm gonna have to find out about that. I don't know if it's the discs when they were authored, they were damaged, or if for some strange reason my Blu-ray player just won't play them, which isn't the biggest deal because I already own Firefly on DVD, so you know, it's one of those things where it's like, well, it'd be nice to see it in Blu-ray, but you know, it's just sci-fi westerns. You know, the grittiness of the film, you know, on DVD really shows through. You know, so in a way, it could be good. I don't know. Whatever. I'll have to try the discs on the Blu-ray player downstairs to see if they work, and then try and find out if they work down there. Then kind of find out the reason why they're not working up here. So anyway, other than that, I'm tired. I'm gonna go to bed, and I'll talk with everybody later. Take it easy, and have a good, happy holidays if I don't see or make another video until the next holiday, which is New Year's. So, anyway, see you guys later. Bye.